Great, ready to go? All right, it's 6:30, so I'm calling to order the City of Plymouth Planning Commission meeting of May 15th, 2025. Members of the public not attending in person may submit written public comment prior to the meeting by emailing your comment to the planning clerk at dnight@cityofplymouth.org before 3:30 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Emailed public comments will be distributed to the commission and made part of the official record. This meeting will be recorded. City Council chambers are wheelchair accessible. Special accommodations may be requested by contacting the planning clerk 72 hours in advance of the meeting. Please silence your cell phones or similar devices. All right, on to number one, roll call. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Mickelson is absent. Commissioner Shaw,
Here.
Vice Chair Klaproth,
Here.
Chair Sullivan.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
All right, and let's all rise for the flag salute. And a special flag-related shout out today is Peace Officer Memorial Day. So you might have seen flags around the county flying at half staff. That was for today. So anybody who's listening, thank you for your service. And we would like to give our thoughts to those who passed away in the line of duty. All right, and on to number two, approval of the Planning Commission regular meeting agenda for May 15th, 2025. Do we have any public comment for this item from anyone here at City Hall? None at all. We actually have a pretty robust audience out there. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Dana, do we have any written public comment?
We did not get any written public comment for this item.
Great. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I second the motion.
All right, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Shaw,
Aye.
Vice Chair Klaproth,
Aye.
Chair Sullivan.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
All right, on to number three, public comment. Under provisions of the Government Code, citizens wishing to address the commission for any matter not on the agenda may do so at this time by completing and submitting a speaker submittal form to the planning clerk or following the instructions noted on this agenda. Speakers will be called by the chair at the point on the agenda when their item will be heard. Speakers should keep comments to 3 minutes or less and state their name and community of residence. Under provisions of the California Government Code, the commission is prohibited from materially discussing or taking action on any item not on the agenda unless it can be demonstrated to be of an emergency nature or an urgent need to take immediate action that arose after the posting of the agenda. Is there anyone at City Hall that would like to make a public comment about anything not on today's agenda? All right, we'll close public comment then. And then we have presentations, appointments. Do we have any? None?
Yes.
All right.
Mary Ann Ackerland is going to take her oath of office.
All right. Ms. Ackerland, come on up. I know you know the way up here.
Gotta have one again.
Do I have something to read back?
You'll just repeat after me.
Okay, go slow.
Okay. Raise your right hand. I,
I-
Mary Ann Ackerland,
Mary Ann Ackerland,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you step over here and sign this? Go up. Congratulations. And you're right down here.
All right. Welcome, Commissioner. We're glad to have you and thank you for volunteering for this and thank you for your continued service to the city of Plymouth. All right. Ready to move on?
Yep.
Great. Number 5, consent calendar items. All matters listed under the consent calendar are to be considered routine and will be enacted by one motion. If discussion is required, that particular item will be removed from the consent calendar and will be considered separately. All right, 5.1, approval of the Planning Commission regular meeting minutes of May 1, 2025. Is there anyone in City Hall that would like to make a public comment on this item? Nobody? We've got somebody walking in. You weren't here to make a comment on the consent calendar, correct? Just giving you the opportunity. All right. Any written public comment?
We did not receive any written public comment for this item.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented?
I make a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Ackerland?
I will abstain.
Okay. Commissioner Shaw?
Aye.
Vice Chair Klaproth?
Aye.
Chair Sullivan?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
All right, on to number 6, public hearings. And our public hearing today is to adopt resolution 2025-05 of the Planning Commission of the City of Plymouth, approving a conditional use permit, PA 2025-03, for establishment of a restaurant with bar called Nettie's Table at 9393 Main Street, Plymouth, APN 010-023-009, and adopt resolution 2025-06 of the Planning Commission of the City of Plymouth, approving a sidewalk seating permit for sidewalk dining for Nettie's Table in the public right-of-way at 9393 Main Street. And the recommendation is to hold a public hearing, receive public testimony, review, discuss, and adopt the resolutions. And I'd like to open the public hearing. And Erica, would you like to give your presentation?
Sorry. Yes. The city has received a request for a permit for Nettie's Table, a new restaurant located at 9393 Main Street. They are proposing a full-service restaurant with a bar. The hours of operation for the bar is proposed to be 12 or noon to 8 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday. So the hours of operation will extend a little past when the restaurant closes. They are also requesting approval of sidewalk dining, and both require a approval from the Planning Commission by our zoning ordinance. Next slide, Dana. This is the floor plan for Nettie's Table. At the front of the restaurant, they'll have tables with a bar, and then at the rear of the the building. They will have another bar area with some area for games or other things in the back. You can see it's a large space. There'll also be some restaurant seating at the back patio, which was approved under a minor design review permit quite recently. Sidewalk dining will be located on the sidewalk in front of the restaurant. They'll have several tables there, but will maintain ADA accessibility throughout to ensure that people can travel along the sidewalk. There are conditions of approval in the resolution for you tonight, specifically for the sidewalk dining, that mention securing the tables and other items at close of business so that they are not blown away, damaged, or vandalized. Next slide, Dana. So staff is recommending approval of both the bar, restaurant, and the sidewalk dining. I should mention that both the city's engineers as well as the sheriff's department reviewed both requests and had no concerns or additional conditions of approval. Staff did draft conditions of approval that are in the resolutions before you to just ensure that there's no negative impacts on the neighbors, such as noise, problems with the seating area, etc. Staff is recommending that you approve the project as proposed, but we do have several options for you, including approving both the conditional use permit for the restaurant with the bar, and then as well as the sidewalk seating permit for the sidewalk dining. You could amend the resolutions, amending the conditions of approval if you chose to do so. If you had or needed additional information, you could request that we come back with additional information. And then your fourth option would be to deny the project as proposed. We are recommending approval. We think it's a nice addition to the downtown area and will liven up an existing vacant building. Unfortunately, the applicant is not able to be here tonight. They're at their daughter's graduation. So if you had significant questions for them, I would recommend that you continue the public hearing, but staff is recommending approval as proposed.
Great, and I did notice in the agenda packet, if anybody hasn't seen it or anybody at home watching, you can go to the City of Plymouth website and look at that. There's actually some more diagrams in there and things that they want to do at the front of the building that look great, and some other interesting things. This is where Vintage Market was before, to orient people who may be unaware. It's across the street from City Hall and down the road a tiny bit, half a block. It was a similar use in the past, except just longer hours this time, and then the bar edition. They had outdoor tables before, correct?
I believe they did so, yeah.
Yeah, and they sold alcohol, correct? And all in the past at Vintage, so similar uses. Great. Is there anyone at City Hall that would like to make a public comment about this project? Come on up, state your name and where you're from.
Mark Berkner, owner operator of Taste.
Mark Berkner, owner operator of Taste Restaurant on Main Street and Rest a Boutique Hotel on Main Street. And I've been operating Taste Restaurant since 2005. Started construction in 2003, shortly after the Vintage Market opened. So I would urge you to approve the plan as presented. There was outdoor seating in the past. There was a bar in there, a smaller wine bar, but it would be great for the city of Plymouth to have an addition and have open storefronts. So thank you for your consideration.
Oh, you can shut it off, Mark. And I'd like to say thank you very much for coming and commenting, and also thank you for your longstanding great business on Main Street in Plymouth, being such an important member of our community here. We appreciate you.
John Coburn, a former city council person. Currently working with Rotary on the Veterans Park and many other projects for the city. The Main Street improvement plans go clear back to the 1950s. There was a group called, basically it was Women's for Downtown Improvements on Main Street. I ran across that information with some of my brother's stuff a while back. And then in 1995, there was another group put together, included Ralph Clark from the fair, I think included Mark and several others. And then currently there's another interesting group that is still working on trying to increase business on Main Street. I think it's a wonderful idea. I think it's a step forward, and I encourage you to go ahead and approve it tonight.
Great, thank you, John. I really appreciate it. Did he say who he was and where he was from? I think John Colburn from City of Plymouth, or lives in the City of Plymouth. And thank you for your longstanding service to the City of Plymouth as well. All right. Anybody else at City Hall with any comment? Yep. And then, is there any written public comment?
We did not receive any written public comment for this item.
Great. Was there some other business that to be done on that, or are we good? Okay. All right. I'll close the public hearing and we can discuss as a commission. I'll start by saying I think it's great. It was quite a hit to downtown when the last business that was in there, when Beth Sogard's closed and she passed away, unfortunately. It's been a void ever since. And I think this brings something back that's a similar use, not anymore. There's some extended hours and there's the addition of a bar in the back. But aside from that, it's a similar use. And I think it's a great project for the city.
Just a quick question. So it looks like this is consistent with the general plan, the current zoning for the use, right? So it's consistent with our current.
It's consistent. It's allowed with a conditional use permit, and then sidewalk dining is allowed in the downtown, the sidewalk seating permit. So it's consistent with that.
Right, which was what we'll be deciding tonight.
Yeah,
to move
with
forward.
approval, it's
Yeah.
consistent, I should say.
Okay, thanks. And then there was the back section. Was there any designated use for that at this point, or was it just like
So the
open?
back section is a bar area. So restaurant in the front, and then seating in the front, seating at the front of the building on the sidewalk for the restaurant. And then the back is a bar area as well, with area for some table games.
Oh, okay, so that's like that back half. of-
Yes, it's the
Okay.
back half.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Anyone else? Any other commissioners have any questions of the planner? Any other discussion to be had?
My only comment is that I agree. I think it's a wonderful project and I'm happy to see the business coming in here, and hats off to the Berkners for being such welcoming neighbors to a new business in town, and then for the wonderful businesses that you have run for so many years. Thank you.
All right, it seems that nobody has any concerns and we think this is in line with our general plan and our city ordinance code. So would anyone like to make a motion?
Would, just a clarification, would a motion need to be for each separate resolution?
Yeah, so if you just read the wording from the agenda, that's the homework.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-05 of the Planning Commission of the City of Plymouth approving conditional use permit PA 2025-03 for establishment of a restaurant and bar Nettie's Table at 9393 Main Street, Plymouth, APN 010-023-009, and adopt resolution 2025-06 of the Planning Commission of the City of Plymouth approving a sidewalk seating permit for sidewalk dining at Nettie's Table in the public right-of-way at 9393 Main Street.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Ackerland,
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw,
Aye.
Vice Chair Claproth,
Aye.
Chair Sullivan.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Great, all right. And we're excited to welcome new business to Plymouth. All right, unfinished business, number 7. I see none. Number 8, new business, none. And number 9, reports. Any reports from any of the commissioners?
No.
None.
No reports.
Great, and as the chairperson, I have none. How about the planning director? Anything cool and interesting coming up or anything you want to update us on?
So I think I mentioned it last time, but Nettie's Table has minor design review approval for things that you saw in the packet, the new windows, a patio in the back, and they're going to take down the awnings and then patch and paint over the where the structure was. So that's been approved. And a reminder once again, the ARCO mitigated negative declaration is out for its 30-day public review. You can access it both on the state's website, which is Sequinet. It's also on our website. You can access it through the planning webpage, but we are accepting public comments until June 5th, 2025, and we have dates certain. Noticed the public hearing at the same time, which will be June 19th.
So regarding the notice of all of it has been noticed publicly, how it's supposed to and whatnot, because I know sometimes there's occasional concerns with that process.
So as required by law for the mitigated negative declaration, we're required to do several things. One is we have to notice it like we would notice any project, but we have to notice this to allow for a 30-day public review, unlike a 10-day normal review for, let's say, tonight's hearing. So the wording of the notice is established by state law too. There's a lot of information that we have to have in there. The city is also required to post the notice on the state's website, which is Sequinet, so that it's also available there should anyone want to look at it from the state's website. We do have it posted on our website as well, as I mentioned, so people can access it there. We also are required to, if anyone came in and wanted to review it, they can review it at City Hall. And then public comments need to be in writing, and they can be submitted by email, by fax, or by dropping or mailing off a letter. So there's a number of ways you can comment if you want to. And of course, if anyone ever has any questions, they can always contact the planning department.
Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Anything from city staff, Dana?
Not at this time.
All right, I want to thank everybody who came. I want to thank those of you at home that are watching or watching later. Of course, I always put this out there when I can. Your public comments that you're submitted to us, even if you can't show up at the meetings, are very important to us, and we do look at them. And also, people showing up and speaking is important in our decision-making process. So obviously encourage people to be involved and get involved. Aside from that, I'd like to adjourn this meeting at what is it, 6:55?